distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all of our online viewers.
Good evening, I'm Eric Cifuentes.
And I'm Mindy Perez. It is now 8:30 p.m. on this lovely day of May 20th, and our 2021 One World Together with Love Stop Asian Hate online charity show starts now.
This online charity show is initiated by Canada Confederation of Shenzhen Associations and co-organized with the Asian Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance.
We are broadcasting to you live from YouTube and Facebook.
On May 20th of last year, the Canada Confederation of Shenzhen Associations, along with over 200 other Chinese associations, enterprises, medical institutions, and nursing homes, hosted the One World Together with Love online charity show.
With the incredible contribution of the Chinese community, we have really come together to fight against this epidemic, not only here in Canada, but globally. We've also promoted the spirit of solidarity, unity, and cooperation. The 160 co-sponsors of the show have donated over 1.62 million in total, in addition to a large amount of medical supplies to the Yi Hong Center for Geriatric Care, Mon Sheng Home for the Aged, and more than 30 other frontline organizations within the GTA area. Now, many of you joined us last year on May 20th for our show, and many of you are wondering why again this year on May 20th. And today I would like to explain to you why that is. For us in the Chinese community, when you say May 20th, the numbers 520, they are pronounced Wu Er Ling. And what does that sound very familiar? Because as many of you may know, how we pronounce I love you in Chinese is 我爱你. So when you say 520, it sounds incredibly similar to I love you. 520, 我爱你. And that is why we have hosted our 2021 show of love on May 20th for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining this charity show and for all of your contributions.
There comes a time when we hit a certain call,
when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere to make a change.
Canada is well known for her diversity, but since the outbreak of COVID-19 last year, racism and attacks against the Asian community have been on the rise. And in response to the surging cases of racial discrimination and hate crime against Asians in North America, over 300 associations jointly formed the Asian Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance to condemn the recent attacks of racial discrimination towards the Asian community and to maintain equality, peace, and fraternity among all ethnic groups.
As one of the key founders of the ACARA, the Canada Confederation of Shenzhen Associations once again initiated the 2021 One World Together with Love online charity show this year. We have also received monumentous support from the Chinese Canadian National Council for Social Justice and over 100 other groups ranging from Toronto to Vancouver all across Canada.
Tonight's performance is themed on Stop Asian Hate and Fight the Pandemic with One Heart, and will be held in a series of 3 chapters: Born for Love, Love, Heal, Support, and Love, Get Vaxxed, United. Next, officials from all 3 levels of the Canadian government will give us very insightful speeches. Celebrities from all ethnic groups will speak out to show their support to our wonderful Asian community. Tonight, artists from multicultural backgrounds will showcase their talent, giving a unique view of Asian culture.
In addition, this evening we will also hold a special donation campaign to help Asian communities suffering from racial discrimination and hate crimes. The money will go towards various resources related to the fight against racial discrimination against Asians and the pandemic as well. All donations will be supervised by a third-party attorney and made public for your review. We thank you all for your contribution, no matter how large or how small.
Please support tonight's fundraising effort. Hold out your hands and speak out for our community. No matter how much you donate, we will feel your love. Please look at the donation website right here on the screen or scan the QR code and make that donation now.
are so incredibly grateful to have officials from all 3 levels of government here this evening. And next up, they would all like to share a few words with us.
Hello, everyone. Asian Canadians helped build this great country, and while that history has much to celebrate, it has also sometimes been painful. This month serves as an important opportunity to learn and to reflect on that history and to recognize the incredible contributions of Asian Canadians. This year's theme for Asian Heritage Month is Recognition, Resilience, and Resolve. It reminds us of the important work ahead. Working together, we will continue taking action against anti-Asian racism and discrimination, whether online, on our streets, or in the workplace. This month, we will again virtually celebrate the many ways that Asian Canadians have made Canada a more enriched, vibrant, and inclusive home for all. Happy Asian Heritage Month. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Senator Victor O. Hu Zixiu Chanyiyan. I would like to extend my warmest greeting to everyone attending tonight's One World Together with Love, Stop Asian Hate show. I would also like to thank the Asian Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance for their ongoing efforts to stop anti-Asian racism in Canada. As Canadians, we need to amplify our outrage and stand together against anti-Asian racism. I call on our citizens to uphold our values and put an end to this troubling trend. Diversity is one of our nation's greatest strengths. There is no tolerance for any form of discrimination in our country. Let us continue to be recognized for our inclusivity, acceptance, and compassion. Together we are strong. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. 谢谢.
I'd like to wish a very happy Asian Heritage Month to everyone celebrating here in Ontario and around the world. I want to take a moment to speak on the rise of racist and discriminatory behavior against our Asian community right here in Ontario. Our government will always stand shoulder to shoulder with them and condemn anti-Asian hate. My friends, hate is never acceptable, and we will always stand up against hatred in all its forms. The Asian Heritage Month brings us together to show our support for Ontario's vibrant Asian community, their rich heritage and culture, and everything they do to make our province a better place. Once again, happy Asian Heritage Month.
大家好，我是陈春年，联邦国会议员。Hello, this is Sean Chen, Member of Parliament for Scarborough North, and I'm so delighted to bring greetings on this wonderful gathering called One World Together with Love, Stop Asian Hate, organized by the Confederation of Shenzhen Associations and the Asian Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance. This past year, through the COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen the rise of anti-Asian racism. We have seen acts of violence and xenophobia targeted against members of our community. This is wrong and it is unacceptable. That is why we must stand together and tackle racism in all its forms. And I'd like to commend the organizers for this important initiative and hope that we can continue to work together to make a positive difference. One world, together with love, stop Asian hate. Together we are strong.
As Canadians, our pride and joy are multiculturalism and acceptance. Everyone is welcome to feel fully Canadian and fully part of this great province, this great country, no matter where they come from or what they look like. Together, we are strong. We are one world together with love. Stop Asian hate.
Hello, everyone. I'm Deputy Mayor Denzel Minnan-Wong. I would like to thank the Canadian Confederation of Shenzhen Associations and the Asian Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance for organizing today's event and inviting me to participate. It is an honor to be here speaking alongside so many community leaders about a topic that is so pertinent in the world today. Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, racial discrimination and violence in the Asian community has increased substantially. The first step toward fighting anti-racism is public recognition. I am pleased to see organizations such as the CCSA and the ACARA raising awareness of these issues and calling out the injustices that the Asian community is facing in the world today. Together, we are strong. Let's continue to support one another in this effort to combat anti-Asian racism. Thank you.
Ni hao. Hello, I'm Mayor Frank Scarpitti, Xijang Shikaping from the city of Markham. Greetings to all joining us for the One World Together with Love, Stop Asian Hate virtual show. Here at the city of Markham, we're very proud of our cultural diversity, and we deeply value the many diverse groups that call Markham their home, including one of the largest Asian diasporas in Canada. We thrive as a city and a country because of our rich diversity, but we also grow stronger when we stand united. May is Asian Heritage Month. Let it be a reminder for us to cherish the vibrancy of our cultural mosaic and to celebrate Asian culture. I'd also like to say thank you to Canada Confederation of Shenzhen Association for spearheading this event, and thank you to the Asian Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance for organizing the event. As the mayor of the city of Markham, I encourage everyone to spread love, not hate. Together, we are strong.
Next up, speeches from celebrities in arts and culture.
Next up, we have a very familiar face to most of you. We have Mark Roswell, but better known by his name as Da Shan. He is known as the most famous foreigner in China. He was also elected to Canada's highest civilian honor in 2006 and 2012. He was even appointed by former Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper as Canada-China Goodwill Ambassador.
大家好，我是大山. There's only one race, and that's the human race. We need to stop all forms of racial discrimination and violence. 同一世界，爱心无界，停止一切种族歧视。
And now we'll be hearing from award-winning advertising executive Justin Poi. His career has been built on the backdrop of Canada's diversity and inclusion. His Justin Poi agency has won over 20 international and national creative awards. He has also received the Queen's Gold and Diamond Jubilee Medal and the Canadian Chinese Legends Award.
Hi, my name is Justin Poi, and I'm here to say that I fully support the Asian Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance. You know, when the coronavirus first hit, I had friends of mine, actual friends and colleagues, that were calling me names in jest, Corona guy, and all sorts of other names, and they'd have a good laugh about it. And you know what? Sure, I can laugh sometimes too, but where it's not funny anymore is when it becomes violent. There's absolutely no excuse to be physically beating somebody, abusing them, verbally or physically, or marginalizing an entire group of people just because of the shape of their eyes or the color of their skin. You know, I was born in Canada, so half the time when these people are insulting me, I'm actually more Canadian than they are. I fully support the Alliance and the work that you are doing, and keep up the good work.
Ann Tate is the producer of the film Iron Road. The film features the story of the thousands of Chinese workers who helped build the Pacific Railway in Canada. With their blood and sacrifice, this railroad united Canada when BC threatened to join the United States. This is an incredible story.
I'm Ann Tate. I produced the movie Iron Road, the story of thousands of Chinese workers who came here and helped build the crucial part of our railroad through the Rocky Mountains, mountains that everyone said were impassable. That railroad held Canada together when British Columbia was threatening to join the United States. So instead of attacking Chinese people today, we should remember that they were a vital force in unifying our country.
Pauline Chan is a television news reporter for CTV News Toronto, specializing in health and lifestyle reporting. She has held various positions at CTV News Toronto, where she currently serves as co-anchor of CTV News. She has also been host of many events for the Chinese and Filipino communities right here in Toronto.
Hi, my name is Pauline Chan, and my background is Chinese and Filipino. I just want to thank you for taking the time today to think about how we all can fight against anti-Asian racism and discrimination everywhere. Everyone has a role to play.
Ali Kazmi is a well-trained, multilingual, versatile, and experienced actor, director, and producer. His film, Funny Boy, co-directed with Canadian avant-garde director Deepa Mehta, was nominated for an Oscar Academy Award for Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay.
We may all be different, but if we come together, we can make a difference. Stop the ignorance, stop the violence. Let's educate and stop Asian hate. Because together, we are strong.
We have never been a loud people. Our elders always taught us that actions speak louder than words, so we learn to keep our heads down, keep our grades up, keep our kin close, keep our mouths shut. I wonder, what it does to a people when they stay quiet for so long. Do they forget their voice? The sound of their stories, the resilience of language? When you are no longer in your motherland, does your mother tongue still sing of home? What work songs lifted our spirits as we built the railroad? What prayers did we whisper as they sent us to camps in the mountains to meditate on all the ways we don't belong to this country? So we stayed quiet. As they burned our Chinatowns down and spit on our grandmas at bus stops, we stayed quiet. As they laughed in our faces and told us to go back where we came from, but they've mistaken our silence for compliance. Looked on our meekness as weakness. See, we, and not the submissive stereotype that's been depicted on silence, on us, they've gotten it twisted. See, silence is golden, as are we. A gradient of yellow to brown, every Koreatown a little Saigon, an act of defiance. Every hunchbacked elder a humble giant. Silence is grace in the triumph, is peace in the riot. Silence is bold, a force. It is the brewing calm before the coming storm, and now the sky is splitting open and the rage is pouring forth, so this is for every kid who has ever tried to pull their nose bridge to make it taller. Every time they mocked us because our eyes are smaller. This is for our elders, both alive and remembered. For their lessons, the tough and the tender. For our full names, past and present, may they be pronounced. May they be respected. For every chink in the national fabric, every nip in the winter wind of prairie towns and northern hamlets coast to coast on stolen land. We are here. We've been here. From takeout joints and internment camps to internships and graduation caps, we are strong. We have pride. We fight. We fall. We rise. And to the ones who say we don't belong, it's them who should open their eyes.
Chapter 1, Born with Love, Not Hate.
Regardless of skin, color, and ethnicity, we were born into this world because of love. We, the Asian community, uphold the traditional cultural concept of repaying grievances with virtue. In the face of unjust discrimination and harm, we learn to forgive and accept and silently repay society with love. But silence is not an expression of acquiescence, and we are awakening.
The following is an introduction to the activities brought by the Stop Anti-Asian Hate Crimes Advocacy Group in Vancouver, BC. When the invisible hatred turned into visible hatred from August 2019 onwards, the Chinese community in Vancouver actively spoke up against anti-Asian hate, but their voices have not been heard. However, many of them stood up and formed this group to continuously speak up for Asian Canadians, an advocate movement to oppose hate crimes against Asian Canadians. Their mission is to protect the rule of law and promote social harmony in this country. With their continuous efforts, response from law enforcement agencies and other judicial departments has been well received. Let us take a look at their journey in searching for justice and equality for Asian Canadians.
Surging discrimination cases has awakened Asian Canadians to no longer remain silent and to actively seek legal avenues to counter anti-Asian crimes. After the racist rant against the Chinese resident in August 2019 in a Richmond parking lot, some ethnic Chinese Canadians in BC took the initiative to urge the police and the judicial authorities to press charges against the perpetrator. Yet, our police failed to recommend charges. Towards the end of March 2021, yet another despicable anti-Chinese racist insult occurred in a Richmond cafe. The Chinese community again rose into action and formed the Stop Anti-Asian Hate Crimes Advocacy Group, SAAHCAG, to urge our law enforcement agencies to rigorously prosecute such hate crime cases. On May 6, Vancouver time, Stop Anti-Asian Hate Crimes Advocacy Group, SAAHCAG, an open letter delivery event was held at the Richmond City Hall Plaza. Mayor Michael Brody and the City Councillor Chuck Au and Alexa Liu were all present to show their support.
If they press a charge and the suspects are convicted in court, that is enough, in my view. That sends a very strong signal to the society, to all the potential racist criminals, that if you commit a hate crime, or you commit a crime based on hate against the race or any ethnic group, that is a criminal offense, and we don't tolerate it here in Richmond.
Mainstream English and Chinese media, including CBC, Richmond News, Omni, Fairchild, Mingpao, Phoenix TV, all reported the event extensively through photos, videos, and written reports. On May 9th, 16th, and 23rd, 2021, for 3 consecutive Sundays, on-site signing events in major cities across Metro Vancouver are also held by SAAHCAG. Our goal is to promote the rigorous prosecution of anti-Asian hate crimes by our law enforcement agencies, and to strive to establish legal precedents that uphold Canadian laws against hate crime perpetrators. To anyone motivated to commit hate crimes on the basis of racism, our community needs to send a strong message to them that such crimes will be held responsible by our law. Any hate crime will be penalized by the Canadian justice system in order to promote Canadians' reputation as a lawful society and to maintain the confidence of Canadians in our legal systems. We are also committed to educating Asians, especially the members in the Chinese communities. We organize online seminars, invite legal experts to familiarize our communities with knowledge about the applicable law, and help every member fight more effectively with racial discrimination and hate crimes.
Let's take a walk in my 10.5 shoes. The year's 2012, the kids all know that you're new. You're a quiet Asian kid who's getting bullied at school. Small eyes, ching boys, show no mercy to you. Fast forward to the present, see that nothing has changed. Instead, I'm seeing videos of Asians in pain, getting beat, shot, and stabbed to death without any shame. What did America say? The shooter had a bad day? Bullshit! How the fuck are you gonna ignore this? Now every time I walk the streets, I gotta be cautious. Acknowledge your problem, but no one doing shit to solve it. The only thing I'm hearing now are families falling. I'm tired of getting asked where the fuck I'm from. I'm tired of seeing Asian women being a fetish for fun. I'm tired of seeing old people getting beat the fuck up. I'm so tired of the hate, it makes me sick to my gut.
I could picture violence instead of sitting in silence. Fantasize about revenge and start a fucking riot. Slit these fuckers' throats and watch them bleed until they're quiet. Burn their fucking corpses, stab them with the devil's trident. But this is being villainous. I won't avenge the innocent, protect their own civilians, cause more attacks are imminent. My family and I could be next, I'll never know. But I know that if we stand as one, we still got hope.
Jing Hu, the co-founder of COVID-19 Tomorrow Youth Volunteers, first Chinese team to receive the Northern Lights Volunteer Honor Award in Alberta. Let's see how young people in Calgary are bravely speaking out against Asian discrimination.
Hackers bombarding an online meeting for young people, including children, with vile comments.
They started spamming the chat with racial slurs, such as
go back to China, you belong in sweatshops.
While deeply disturbing, attacks like these are not necessarily illegal. Until then, advocates say silence is not the solution.
We are providing a voice for those who can't speak up, because by staying silent, we are sending the message that it's our right for them to keep on doing these actions.
In hopes that speaking up will one day bring justice.
Racism is something that can occur in various forms. People try and justify their actions with, "Oh, it's just a joke, don't take it seriously." But racism should never be joked around. That's why it is so important to spotlight the impact racism has on one's mental health. And we are key in achieving that. We can create platforms such as forums to discuss the impact and ways to create change. We can participate in protests to create a voice for those who cannot speak up. Together, we can make a change.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up we have a beautiful performance called Sword Dance that many know from the local original dance drama My Mulan. The event, organized by the Asian Canadian Community Group in Ottawa in memory of the victims of Atlanta, was held in the context of the worsening prejudice and hatred against Asians over the past year.
The only thing we can do is to take action. Speak up. When you see someone being racist, speak up. Speak out.
With anti-Asian epithets of racism, this is our city too. This happens in our city all the time.
做的这个 visual 就是这个活动呢，是 inspired by 这个 Atlanta 的 shooting 这个 victims。
On March 21st, thousands of people protested against hatred towards Asians in Montreal, the largest French-speaking city in Canada. The protests both showed their solidarity with Asian Americans and condemned the racism and hate crimes against Asians that exist in Canada.
Special thanks to Video Contribution Scarlett. We know that fighting discrimination will be a long-term journey. After more than a year, we have seen glimmers of hope during this pandemic, which has changed the way we all work and live. However, the virus of discrimination and hatred against Asians has not been eradicated, and violent crime is on the rise, leaving Asian communities facing multiple challenges. We need to take action against violence and crime.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you encounter a racial discrimination incident or hate crime, we understand that this can be an incredibly fearful and confusing time. However, we must remember to react with urgency, reason, actions that emphasize safety, and ultimately to seek professional police help. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay careful attention to this upcoming presentation. Next, we have Officer David Huang of the Toronto Police Force.
Hi everyone, now we have our police officer here. So our first question for you is that during pandemic, is there any obvious increase on the reporting of hate crimes against the Asians, especially Chinese, received by you?
The Toronto Police Service Annual Hate Crime Statistical Report outlines an unprecedented increase in hate crime reporting for 2020. The report also identified a 51% increase. There were 139 cases reported in 2019 and 210 cases reported in 2020. This increase can be contributed to a number of global events such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Of note, there were also an increase in the number of anti-Asian and Chinese hate crimes reported. There were 3 cases reported in 2019 and 15 cases reported in 2020.
Thank you. So, in what kind of situation can people report to the police when they encounter hate and discrimination?
Hate crimes have long-lasting and serious side effects for the society as a whole. Hate crime not only victimizes individuals, but also the community the person belongs to, resulting in increased in isolation, stress, vulnerability in that particular community. Police need to respond to hate crime in the earliest opportunity and appropriately, not only to the victim, but to prevent further incidents. But these crimes can also lead to increase in social discord between opposing groups and possible retaliation.
So what is the process of reporting a hate crime and where can people find the related information?
You can report a hate crime like all other crimes by calling our non-emergency number at 416-808-2222 or 911 if it's an emergency. Regarding hate crimes, please review our website at www.torontopolice.on.ca crime prevention/hate crime. When suspected hate-motivated offenses are reported to the police, the investigation will be led by divisional investigators. Hate crime unit will be made aware of the incidents, and specialized officers from that unit will support the investigation as needed.
So in general, how to cope with the situation of hate behavior? What would be your advice as a police officer?
If you're a victim of hate crime, please stay calm, keep all relevant material and evidence, record all information regarding the incident, and call police immediately.
Okay, thank you very much for your help and support. Thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you.
The foundation of Canada is based on multiculturalism. This harmonious co-living of multiple ethnic groups has shaped the soul of Canadian culture. Here is an original song produced by Girl Power, a multi-ethnic girl group from right here, Toronto. Now here is This Is Us.
This is a particularly important time because we are all trying to recognize that we should all love each other instead of hate each other. Let's eliminate racial discrimination for everyone, everywhere. Together, we can stop Asian hate.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashka from Girl Power, and I just wanted to say that we all need to come together and put aside our differences to stop Asian hate.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma from Girl Power, and we're so honored to be in this event supporting anti-racism and stopping Asian hate. Recently, Asian hate and hate crimes have been up 164% since last year. Girl Power does not accept any kind of hate or discrimination, and we hope for peace and love everywhere.
I've been spreading awareness about this online and using the hashtag #StopAsianHate. I hope that you will be doing the same because I truly believe that we are all equal and no one should be judged by the color of their skin. That is why it is so important to me that Girl Power is a part of this event because we are truly against racism in any way, shape, or form. Don't forget to do your part and stop Asian hate. Thank you for listening.
We all are strong people, working hard every day and night, trying to make the world peaceful. And we won't give up without a fight. We're gonna help those who are in need. Yes, we believe they can succeed. Overcoming obstacles every day. You'll be okay, you'll guide the way. Don't matter big or small, we're gonna do it all. That's who we are, yeah, we'll make it far, yeah. Passionate for some change, things will not be the same. Built on trust, yeah, this is us, yeah. Don't matter big or small, we're gonna do it all. That's who we are, yeah, we'll make it far, yeah. Passionate for some change, things will not be the same. Built on trust, yeah, this is us, yeah. Working better as a team, trying to achieve our dreams, reaching all corners of the world, inspiring every boy and girl. We're gonna help those who are in need. Yes, we believe they can succeed. Overcoming obstacles every day. You'll be okay, we'll guide the way. Don't matter big or small, we're gonna do it all. That's who we are, yeah, we'll make it far, yeah. Passionate for some change, things will not be the same. Built on trust, yeah, this is us, yeah. Don't matter big or small, we're gonna do it all. That's who we are, yeah, we'll make it far, yeah. Passionate for some change, things will not be the same. Built on trust, yeah, this is us, yeah. Won't let them bring us down, take our message, shout it out. We won't be pushed around, we are strong, we are proud. Gotta get back up again, we will make it to the end. Oh, oh, won't let them bring us down, take our message, shout it out. We won't be pushed around, we are strong, we are proud. Written in the stars, this is just who we are. Oh, oh, no matter big or small, we're gonna do it all. That's who we are, yeah, we'll make it far, yeah. Passionate for some change, things will not be the same. Built on trust, yeah, this is us, yeah. Don't matter big or small, we're gonna do it all. That's who we are, yeah, we'll make it far, yeah. Passionate for some change, things will not be the same. Built on trust, yeah, this is us, yeah.
Many of you may be wondering how you can legally respond to discrimination and hate crimes. Today, we've invited Mr. Du Hang to provide us with professional legal advice concerning these topics.
Here we have civil lawyer Pandora Du here. Hi Pandora, thank you for being with us.
Good evening, and good evening to all the audience.
Okay. Although the hidden race could be related to the race, right?
Yes.
But actually, it's not like a discrimination crime. It's a hate crime, or it's actually assault. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So hate crime is very specific. It has to be a public statement that made in order to induce a hatred to a particular group, an identifiable group. But assault can be generated or committed to an individual. Mischief that including destroy your property. So for example, I kick your door down because you are from China. But when I got charged by assault, breaking and enter, or mischief, but I don't get charged by a hate crime because it doesn't fit the criteria of a hate crime.
I got you. So as a lawyer who practice civil litigation, do you have any suggestion for people who has experienced discrimination?
I think that depends on the situation. So it goes case by case. Whenever, for example, if you got harassed by your neighbor, someone from your community on a regular basis, and this person would spread rumors or slanders against you because of your race, because of where you came from, because of your gender, then you try to stop this person, but this person is repeatedly doing the same, then maybe worth it to go to a civil lawsuit, as opposed to you are passing by a complete stranger on the street, and this stranger said, "Oh, Chinese, go back to China," or "Go back to Asia." Probably would be much harder to bring a civil lawsuit to that particular stranger because you don't know where this person came from, the reason why he said what he said. Even what he said, is this a slander, is this a threat? It may be more difficult or vague to decide in that circumstance. So my best recommendation is case by case. If you run into a situation, consult with a lawyer, talk to someone, and then make a decision.
So when a person encounters racial discrimination, and if it's not a situation suitable for civil claims, how should this person act to protect his or her rights? For example, should this person call the police?
I always think that calling the police is probably a very good choice. So, for example, it's hard. Remember, I already mentioned a lot of words, big words like assault, harassment, mischief, hate crime. So the person that in the situation may not have the professional knowledge to identify, oh, this is a threat, this is a harassment. So this person, the best choice is to call the police and leave this to the police to make a determination. Is this a situation of threat? Is this a situation of harassment? So the best course of action, in my opinion, is always to call the police for help if you have any questions.
So let the right people to do the right thing, right? Yeah. So, okay. So another question would be, would people be eligible for legal aid respecting discriminatory cases? How would they apply for assistance?
Okay. In Ontario, legal aid services provided by Legal Aid Ontario, they have a very helpful website that I would suggest that people who have the need to go on their website.
That's true. And your answer here is very helpful to us, to our audience too. And thank you very much.
Okay, no problem,
Pandora.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anti-racism requires the full range of government and community involvement. Those who participate in today's event are different in 3 different ways. We have those who are different in party affiliation, those who are different in ethnicity, and also those who are different in their region. It is the obligation of our entire community to oppose racial discrimination as a whole. We need to all unite in order to create an equal society for future generations. We need to work together, unified, hand in hand, to create a Canada that is mutually respectful, inclusive, democratic, and peaceful.
Let's listen to the voices from 20 Asian communities and some of the events they've organized. From Henry Lee, President of the Malaysian Association of Canada, and Marianne San Juan, President and CEO of the Filipino Center of Toronto.
My name is Henry Lee, the Chairman of the Malaysian Association of Canada. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to congratulate ACARA. Racism has existed for many years, but we have been indifferent because it's in our culture not to bear confrontational thoughts, to stay in our own lane and not to complain too much. It's time for us to stand up. If we don't act now, we will functionally indifferent ourselves and are equally responsible when racism and hatred become more widespread. Hatred, racism, and violence have no place in Canada. Together, we are stronger.
Hello, my name is Marianne San Juan, President and CEO of the Filipino Center Toronto. Spread love, not hate. It pains me to see that Asian Canadian communities, whether they be Central, East, South, Southeast, or West Asians, continue to be viewed as foreigners throughout the pandemic. Let us not use this pandemic as an excuse to point fingers. Let us not use it to target a huge swath of individuals. Let us rise together to fight hate.
my name is Christina Carpio. Canada has one of the largest immigrant populations in the world. Diversity among immigrants from Asian countries is also becoming more prominent in our society. It is commonplace to hear different linguistic accents, and one cannot help but notice the many variants of Asian culture. As the Asian Canadian population consistently grew with immigration, cultural assimilation within CMC's Asian community groups fostered promotion of each other's heritage and culture.
Namaskar.
皆様こんにちは。Sabaydi.
Mabuhay.
Selamat datang. 欢迎。
Chào bạn.
Aibowan. 大家好，新年快乐。
From a humble beginning in 1998, CMC has grown to be an effective organization today, thanks to the wonderful members we have, without whose support we wouldn't have achieved these great heights. CMC is an umbrella organization representing over 20 Asian communities, coming together to preserve and promote Asian culture and heritage. Celebrating Asian Heritage Month every year in the month of May provides us with an opportunity to acknowledge in many ways in which Asian communities and culture has contributed to the vibrant multicultural society of Canada, a place we all call home.
Bringing people from different backgrounds together is never an easy task. Events like this Asian Canadian Multicultural Festival are therefore very important and have potentially a significant positive effect on the social integration and exchange between people and societies.
Enjoy as we showcase an assortment of food, music, dance, sporting events, and wholesome entertainment intrinsic in the rich and vibrant cultures of Asia. The experience will feel like watching multiple Asian festivals in one stage. Enjoy the show.
Folks, it's been more than a year since the outbreak of this pandemic, and each of us has been going through a severe physical and psychological test. Why did discriminatory behaviors and crimes against Asian Canadians break out? To answer some of those questions, we have invited psychotherapist Yoon Fan Lee.
This month is Asian Heritage Month as well as Mental Health Awareness Month. Here we have Eileen Lee, the founder of the North American Chinese Psychological Association and online platform, The Professional Aliens of Chinese Psychotherapists. Hi Eileen, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me here.
Yes, so our first question for you is that from your perspective as a therapist, What is the reason behind the recent surge of violence against the Asian communities, especially Chinese community, during the pandemic?
Well, you know, the pandemic has putting many people's life on hold, isn't it? So where everyone finds themselves in a new situation with a lot of uncertainties and problems that they haven't seen before. So people are experiencing a lot of emotions like anxieties, depressions, or frustration all the time. So under this emotion burden, many are pre-existing conflicts and problems. So like what they feel before, like bias or microaggressions, now come out in a more violent forms.
Thank you. Yeah, so how does racial discrimination affect the mental health for Asians? How does it impact Asians on a psychological level?
Well, you know, racial discrimination is really based on the feelings of fear and a lack of understandings and trust. But it impacts extended beyond that emotion level. So it repeated many times in our history. It is so interesting, right? It's not happening now. It's happening in our history before, that it actually creates more barriers around both cultural groups. So many Asians struggle with racial discriminations, can feel isolation or a sense of insecure. As a result, they have to live for a very long time trying to understand the pain of rejection.
Yeah, so given the circumstances here, so what's the best practice for us to cope with these challenges? What is your suggestion?
Well, for me, I think there are two parts. So first of all, I just want to say that you're not alone on this. So if you feel some kind of negative emotions, depression, anxieties, you're not alone. Like we all experience some kind of emotions, right? So you're not abnormal, you're not aliens. So that's totally normal. And you need to search for help. You need to find the resource. Like talk about those emotions to your loved ones. Talk about those emotions to your parents, your husband, wife, or your friends, your colleagues. If it's been there for a long time, so for example, if you feel like you've been suffering depression for more than 3 months, for example, then the best way is for you to looking for professionals like counselors or therapists.
Thank you very much for your very professional advice tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For having
Thank
me.
you. Yeah.
Staring out the window, watching the sunrise, knowing that you'll always be there for me. I think about these days where tomorrow lies, and I realize things are always what they seem. For every storm, for every sunset, for every day and every night, it's a sign from the world that we belong. For each miracle we witness in every beautiful sign, it's a sign you and I should get along. I know that today is not the same as yesterday, and I know that life is like a stream. This world is hazy, but we stand where the sun lies. We stay sign you and I should get along. Rain comes and rain will go. Sunsets and shadows make way for tomorrow. After the pouring there's a rainbow. Every miracle we see will bring us high. For every day and every night, for every miracle we witness and every beautiful sign, it's a sign from the world that we belong. It's a sign from the world that we belong.
We would like to thank all of the professionals for their incredible insights on how to respond in emergencies and ultimately to protect ourselves. We would also like to thank once again the Canada Confederation of Shenzhen Associations. We would also like to thank the Asian Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance for organizing this charity show this evening.
And to all our viewers tonight, please support our donation efforts. Hold out your hands and speak out for our community. No matter how much you donate, we will feel the warmth of your love. Please look at the donation website on the screen or scan the donation QR code and make that difference. Make that donation now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the war against COVID has been devastating and incredibly arduous. Countless of frontline workers have risked their lives for more than a year and made countless sacrifices throughout this war. We have been waiting for signs of hope in this war ending, and after a year, we now have vaccines available to aid us in this war against COVID. We urge everyone to actively get vaccinated, follow health guidelines and safety protocols. We also ask that everybody kindly respect all essential workers and to honor those who have contributed in this war against COVID with love.
Have you been vaccinated? Well, let's check out the video from MP Zhang Yi talking about her vaccination experience.
Hello, I'm Jean Yip, the Member of Parliament for Scarborough Agincourt, and today I'm getting my vaccination shot at Care First Seniors and Community Service Association. And as you can see, there's plenty of parking right here. I'm here in the lobby of Care First with some great staff. Say hi, everyone. We're all ready for the vaccine shots. All right, so now I'm walking down the hallway towards the clinic, and I'll be waiting in line. On the sticker, I've now entered the vaccination clinic of Care First and SHN, Scarborough Health Network. And I'm registering now with Kenyatta. She'll take my OHIP card, although it's not necessary to have an OHIP card, it's better, as well as my ID to show that I live or work in Scarborough. Or you can have a bank statement or bill to show where your residence is. After registering, I am now ready for step 2. Which is vaccine administration. I've already given my consent today to receive the vaccine. And today, we're offering easy peasy. Hey, thank you so so much, Rosalind. I am now proceeding for observation for exactly 15 minutes. My arm feels a little bit just stiff, but other than that, I feel great. Stage 3 is now in the waiting room for people who have taken their vaccines, and I'm here with this wonderful nurse. Hello. And with a room full of people who live or work in Scarborough. All have gotten their vaccination shots. They're doing their part. I hope you'll do yours. I want to thank Francis, as well as all the other volunteers who were stationed at different points at Care First for their help in guiding and assisting those who wish to be vaccinated today. And after doing a final checkup and also confirming when my next appointment for the second dose is, and to make sure that I was all right, I am ready to leave roughly 15 minutes after I sat down. Thanks to the wonderful staff at Care First, at Scarborough Health Network, and the many volunteers that have made this clinic possible. That's it for me. It's a wrap, and I hope that everyone 18 years and up that lives or works in Scarborough will book their vaccine at Scarborough COVID Vaccine Clinic today. Thank you.
Please enjoy this upcoming beautiful dance performance titled Jasmine in June, brought to us by a lovely young dancer, Zhou Li Jun.
낙의 말이 징자수이 렁군 싱수의 징거주이我可以告诉你，我年轻的时候真的是很漂亮。那个时候，我是全镇上长得最漂亮的女孩子。我还记得，从6月的第1天开始，每天早晨，我都会在门口的石阶上发现一朵白色的茉莉花。我从来都没有去问过，究竟是谁放的。白色的茉莉花被我放在窗台上，风吹起来的时候，那香味到现在我都不会忘掉。
And one of the top Chinese bands, Wiki Band, will perform just the way you are. The formation of Asian-Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance has received broad support from the Asian community. And we are in the process of setting up an advisory organization which will be joined by legislators from all three levels of government and community leaders. The alliance is also supported very strongly by prominent lawyers and media personalities.
Hate crimes, racism, and discrimination touches upon us all. Next join us as we have officials from all three levels of government and our community leaders share a few words.
Hello everyone, I'm Vincent Kerr, member of Provincial Parliament for Don Valley North. May is the month of Asian heritage. In light of the heightened violence against the Asian community, it is important to honor and celebrate the many achievements and contributions of Asian Canadians. Build one world together with love. Stop Asian hate.
Hello, I'm Cynthia Lai, Toronto City Councillor. It is my distinct honor to join the One World Together with Love, Stop Asian Hate virtual celebration. We build Canada together, we will be stronger together. Let's work together to turn hate into harmony. 祝愿活动圆满成功。
Hi, good day. My name is Alan Ho, Markham City Councillor. I'm also Markham Council's Culture and Economic Development Committee. As we all know, racial discrimination has no place in Canada because our country embraces multiculturalism and diversity. Let's spread love and build Canada together. Thank you.
As proud Chinese Canadian, I condemn the violence against the Asian community. My name is Amanda Young-Colucci, Ward 6 Councillor, City of Markham. Our city has proclaimed May the 10th as Day of Action Against Anti-Asian Racism. Together, we are strong.
Good evening. I'm Councillor Godwin Chen of our beautiful city of Richmond Hill here in Canada. Be proud of your heritage, be proud of being part of Canada, be proud of where we are doing something to spread love all over the world.
Good evening. My name is Sandra Young-Racco and I'm the local councillor in the city of Vaughan. We need to stop being bystanders and take actions against all forms of racism. Spread love, not hate. We are stronger together.
我们华人总会坚决抵制歧视压抑，我们更应该团结一起抗击疫情。我们知法、守法、用法，让歧视、伤害、压抑和违法的人得到应有的法律制裁。
我是全家华人联会安大略区共同主席 Simon 仲。今年目睹了日益增长的种族歧视，我们300多个亚裔社区团体联合起来。
May is Asian Heritage Month in Canada, and I would like to take this opportunity to raise our voice against all sort of discrimination and racism in Canada, especially against Asian community. Racism and discrimination is bad against any race, culture or religion, and all lives matter, either it's black, Muslim, Asian or any other. Now let's all work together to fight against racism and discrimination.
各位嘉宾、各位同仁，大家好，我是加拿大华人同乡会联合总会的执行主席韩家良。我们就是要不分种族、不分党派、不分信仰，团结起来，反对种族歧视。
我仅代表 CPAC 加拿大中国专业人士协会，消除各种形式的种族主义，创建一个平等、和平和相互尊重的生存环境。Together we are strong.
我是加拿大中国商会团体联盟的执行主席王海成。同一世界，爱心无界。520，我爱你，让这世界充满爱。
Canada is well known for her diverse cultures, but since the outbreak of COVID-19 last year, racism and attacks against Asians have been on the rise. In response to the surging cases of racial discrimination and hate crime against Asians in North America, over 300 associations jointly formed the Asian Canadian Anti-Racism Alliance ACARA to condemn the recent acts of racial discrimination towards the Asian Canadians. Rights are earned rather than given. Through this event, we want to bring hope, not hate. We hope to call on more people to learn about Alliance and join us.
Asian Heritage Month is an opportunity for all Canadians to learn more about many achievements and contributions of each Canadian. Stop racism and discrimination. Spread love and build Canada together.
My name is Biao. I represent the Confederation of Chinese Alumni Association, ICCAA. Diversity is one of our nation's greatest strengths. We like people in Canada to be treated equally and friendly as we are one big family.
大家好，
我是赵东山，家中校友商业联盟主席，我代表家中校友商业联盟理事会。加拿大是我们的共同家园，让我们携起手，反对种族歧视，同心抗击疫情。
通过一场文艺汇演，展现了我们齐心抗疫、共同反对歧视亚裔的决心。
我是北京科技大学加拿大校友会会长贾正杰，在此向加拿大亚裔反种族歧视联盟 ACARA 主办的同一事件爱心无间，停止歧视亚裔线上文艺汇演表示热烈祝贺，期待着你们汇集各方的资源和建议，携手来共同反对针对亚裔的种族歧视行为。
大家好，我是加东经贸文化交流协会执行会长曾成，同心聚力抗击疫情 ，Spread love and build Canada together。
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for joining us this evening as part of this charity show. If you would like to make a donation, no matter how big or how small, we thank you. You can find our donation link website available on screen. You can also scan our donation QR code available on screen as well. Most importantly, make sure you look out for one another and we hold hands as we are all a part of this war against COVID and to fight racism.
And as we look ahead with optimism, I hope this pandemic comes to an end and takes with it racial discrimination. Let us return to a harmonious, peaceful society and prepare for a new and better life.
Next up, we have a riveting modern dance performance brought to us by Canada's top dance group. Many of you might recognize the starring dancer Ali Goodbun, as she is also a famous model, web celebrity, and plays a role in the latest season of Star Trek.
It's a stomper, 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 it's a stomper. We got to go under. 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 We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new coronavirus variants will live with us for a long, long time. The virus of racism and hate crimes might also return in a new guise. Facing the unknown and the fear, we seem to have come to a crossroads. One path leads us to a better world, a future that is more inclusive, fair, and respectful of nature. The other path leads to us back to a dangerous world of discrimination, of hatred, of crisis, and risk.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to emphasize that all of our choices of today lead to our future of tomorrow. Let's make sure we make all the right choices in our war against coronavirus and discrimination virus.
If there comes a day when you like me, if you're cursed, bitten, and bullied, what will you think? What will you do? Will you feel hopeless and depressed? If there comes a day when you like me, walking along the street, distressed and panicked, what will you think? What will you do? Will you feel sad, angry, then crazy? We are now virus. Against the Asians, stand up against the If there comes a day when you like me, walking along the street, distressed and panicked, what will you think? What will you do? What do you feel sad, angry, and crazy? We are have your own lovely baby. You also have your own loving parents. You also have your own sweet family. What will you choose to do when they are suffering? We are now virus. Hate is a virus. We are only parents and children. We need love and justice.
Tonight, we have taken very important steps from Toronto, Vancouver, Ottawa to Montreal, discovering the power to change the world because we were born to love. And finally tonight, a big thank you to you, our wonderful audience. Thank you for joining us and watching the 2021 One World Together with Love.
Our sincerest gratitude to all of our ACARA members who made this evening possible, to all of the diverse groups across Canada and who may be tuning in worldwide for your continued support, to all of our community members, celebrities, and government officials. Thank you.
See you next May 20th. Good night.